So Kazuya has been through some changes, and it's awesome. His changes are the tits. He's in great shape now. For the most part, there's still like minor things about him that may need or should probably change in the future. But as far as Tekken 8 goes, Kazuya has never looked better. At least not since the CNT. And, I mean, this shit is fixed. His down forward one is fixed. We can rejoice. This shit is awesome. So what can he do now that he has hitboxes? He actually has fucking hitboxes. I'm gonna go over everything in detail. So let's just go over everything in detail. Starting with the first little change, his heat burst. Well, not his heat burst, but his heat smash is only 40 damage now, as you can see. Heat smash being 40 damage makes it the exact same as every other heat smash that hits low in the game. Without a stance. Like if the heat smash is unlocked behind a stance and it's just a low hitting heat smash, you got Victor, you got Lee, you got Claudio, you got Kazuya, and you got Paul. And of all of the low hitting hitbox heat smashes in the game, Kazuya's was the only one to do 43 damage. All the other ones do 40 damage. So I guess they're just making it the same as every other low hitting heat smash. Heat smash? Yeah, they're making it the same as every other low-hitting heat smash. And that's fine. No big deal. I don't give a fuck because the heat smash with this character, with Kazuya, is garbage anyways. And no one's gonna fucking use it unless you use it to kill at the very last hit of the round. Or to break a wall and then combo and then kill. You know, like that kind of shit. Other than that, you're never gonna fucking use this shit because this is a fucking garbage-ass move. 40 damage and look at all that shit. Look at all that recoverable health. This bullshit. So this is a terrible fucking move. No one's gonna use it, so the fact that it's at 40 damage, no one gives a fuck. Next up, we gotta talk about the jab change. And we're gonna test this shit out by getting King to do back 3 on us. Because at semi-tip range, yeah, jab will still whiff. So they haven't fixed the jab hitbox. So basically, this move is a good test for Kazuya because the second hit of the flash punch jab punish almost always whiffed when you got semi-tip range punishing King's back 3. A lot of the time when you got hit at very long range, Kazuya's second jab would whiff. With this move anyways. Not so much anymore. If the first hit connects, the second one is not going to whiff. It seems like that's the case now, so I'm pretty stoked about that. And yes, that jab change is corrected. It's also fixed for this one, but I mean, no one's really using that as a punish. It's only +4, the damage is minimal, and this is just so much better for Oki scenarios and all this shit. Like, there's no comparison. So, as long as this jab punish is fixed, Kazuya's in good shape already. That's already a good change. He's more consistent with his 10-frame punish. Perfect. We don't need any more than that for his 10-frame punish. So, awesome job, Bamco. The other change they did is this move, Shikoi. It costs a lot less heat. Before, it used to cost 2/3 of your heat bars. So basically, you'd go into heat from a heat burst, and then you'd be able to do it once. And then you're out of heat, pretty much. Basically. You have like a minuscule amount of heat left at the end of that. But it was almost nothing. You had almost no time to try to do another one. Now, you can do 3, potentially. If the second you enter heat, look at that. Now I'm doing 3 of them in a row. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. You can actually do 3 Shikoways now. Cool. Another cool thing about this move is it has the armor breaking mechanic about it now, which is pretty sick. If King were to heat burst, for example, as you can see there, it broke King's heat burst. I'm doing it again, and yeah, it's pretty fucking sick. It's got some pretty awesome properties to it. So it breaks through the heat burst. It gives that whatever fucking property it has, that armor breaking mechanic, and you can even do it from while standing now too. So if you want, you can do something like this. You know, go into your counter hit thing, and then this is an automatic bound here. So I don't really know the utility of this. There's not a whole lot of, you know, it's kind of bad for that, but because Kazuya post-bound doesn't get a whole lot of shit unless you chain electrics. So he's not the kind of character that if you've already bounded, he can capitalize very much on that. He relies a lot on the electric. So if you bound immediately, you're severely limiting your combo capability, and I don't see the use of that. I've seen Perfect Godfist do and make good use of this in his streams and in his videos on YouTube. Check out my buddy Perfect Godfist. He's a great Kazuya player. Everybody knows that guy. If you know me, you know him. But he is basically using this move for fun. It's a cool move. It has some utility. He's doing things with it because he wants to enjoy himself and have fun and experiment with the move. But in actual practice, I can always find a move that does things better than this move does. Say you want to do a combo, you want to do something like this instead, right? This is just better in every single friggin' way, and that's another buff we'll talk about in a second here. Holy shit, that's so sick. 82 damage for this on counter hit, that's fucking unreal. That's Kazuya damage. That's how it should have always been. 80 damage plus. What is this fucking 60-something damage bullshit? I'm so glad they fixed that. Kazuya has always been a super hard-hitting character. That's the reward you get for busting your ass while piloting the character. The trade-off is you fucking work your fingers and hands to the bone, and whatever you're playing, if you're playing on stick or I play on PS5 pad because I'm an idiot, but it's the only thing I'm good at. PS4 pad I have as well, and I have an adapter for it, but it's really not that much different. Honestly, I think PS5's a bit smoother in a lot of ways. But anyways, I'm digressing a little bit. Yeah, we work our hands and fingers to the bone, and the reward is that we get some big-ass damage. Now, in this game, it was we work our hands to the bone, and we get pretty much nothing for the reward. So a lot of people just stop playing the game now. And all those people, I'm talking to you, come back. Tekken 8 is in better shape. We're having fun again. It's not perfect. It's far from perfect. It's still going to have a lot of changes. Probably some for the better, some for the worse, but it's good. Tekken 8 is good now. So just come back and enjoy yourselves, because there's a lot to enjoy now. Not just the fact that Kazuya has been heavily fucking repaired, but the fact that it's just the game itself is in better shape. Homing throws are gone. You can now sidestep heat bursts. I mean, there's so many positive changes. But anyways, let's stick to the Kazuya stuff. Shikue being different is cool. I'm super happy that they've added this as being a usable move now. You're not completely detrimenting your heat if you do something like this. You can still do other things after a Shikue and then still have time to heat dash or heat smash after. I mean, that's the exact fucking change we needed for that move, and it happened. Outside of just armoring through certain other moves, I don't see much utility for it yet, especially not in combos, because he always has much better, fairly easy routes. But this is still a happy change that I'm stoked to have now. Next change on the list is a fucking massive one, because it's to do with Kazuya's punishment, and it's actually buffed. They buffed his punishment in a certain way. Look at that shit. Down forward 1-4 now gives you a follow-up of your choosing. It's fucking awesome. You can stomp here for 51 damage. You can do a steel pedal, and the coolest shit about this little tech, or this little thing, is there's some tech to it. If you want, you can delay this shit. Now, forward 4, if you, let's delay it a little bit. Delay it a bit, and then this entire string is guaranteed, because it's all in the back. If they get up a specific way, if they get up by just getting up straight or holding backward in the position that they're in, this is all guaranteed shit. So, really the only way they can avoid that, because of the position that this move puts them in, face down, feet away, or face up, feet away, that's one of the worst Oki situations that the player could possibly find themselves in. Honestly, the only one worse than that is face down, feet away. That's literally it. Face down, feet away is the worst position you could be in on the ground. Face up, feet away, second worst position. This shit puts them in that scenario, and you're against Kazuya, the king of Okizeme. So you're fucked if he hits you with this shit. But the awesome thing about this one is that King now gets fucked up for doing a rage art because I can punish this shit. Look at this. That's guaranteed. That's 48 damage right there, and pretty much guaranteed to kill the opponent if they try to rage art you. I can't tell you how many times I've done this to an opponent who just rage arted me. I got 35, 40 damage if I'm in rage, and they still live through the fucking throw because they've regained some of their recoverable health. So they go into rage, get some health back, then do the rage art. All I have to punish is this shit, does 40 damage, and they get up and they're ready to go for another mix-up. It was bullshit. That's never gonna happen again. You gotta guarantee this shit. You know, oh, my controller sucks, but you guaranteed stop. 51 damage if you have a good controller. And it's very, very easy, very forgiving. They can't fucking move for a while after that. But the coolest thing I think about this move is this. Like, what the fuck? It wall splats from 50 feet away. It's so sick. Like, damn. That's badass, man. I love that. I mean, that's a bit cheap, but it is minus 11 on block. If they block the kick, if they block the kick in this move, minus 11, Kazuya eats a jab. So, you know, there's some trade-off. Plus, they can still duck it. It doesn't jail on block. So, all the good players are going to duck this shit and kill you for it anyway. So, it's still launch punishable. But it's a lot more worth it now. I think this move... Down forward 1-4 is back to being awesome like it used to be in Tekken 5 and shit. So, awesome fucking change. Kazuya needed this. I mean, he's the king of punishment already. That's his role in Tekken. It's always been his role in Tekken. He's the best punisher in the entire game. Now, his punishment is even stronger. So, I'm fucking happy about it. I mean, the only thing he was missing is like something to punish 15 frames at standing position. That's the only thing he was missing. And now he's got something like that. He's got electric for whip punishes, down forward 1-4 for minus 15, and then just all the other shit that he's always had. So, Kazuya's in fucking great shape. Going back to down forward 1 for a bit, they fixed the hitbox on both these attacks. So the down forward 1-2, this shit used to sometimes whiff, like on certain scenarios when you do like a hell sweep and you'd hit them into the wall and they'd be slightly off axis, you'd go for the down forward 1 and the down forward 2 would whiff afterwards sometimes. Just not... Kazuya and hitboxes did not get along before this patch. I have not whiffed this against a wall, landing the hell sweep against the wall in a match since the patch came out. So... Down forward 1-2, seriously awesome improvement on that move. You'll probably never whiff the damn thing against the wall anymore, or if ever, especially not in combos. And then, of course, the down forward 1 hitbox is vastly improved. Look what I can do from the neutral. When I try to do I can do 3 electrics into down forward 1, down forward 2 from the front. I don't even have to be slightly to the right like I normally had to be with this game before the patch. Now I can make triple electrics a staple combo. Every Kazuya main can make triple electrics into bound a staple combo if they're really good or they did a whole bunch of cocaine before they started playing Tekken or whatever the fuck. And you can't be off axis to the left. If you're off axis to the left at all, there you go. So, yeah, if you're off axis to the left at all, Kazuya will whiff the down forward 1. The hitbox isn't that insane, but it's a lot better than it was. Whew, that was a hard combo. But yeah, you can get stuff like that for 3 electrics if you're super fucking cracked. And stick players, hitbox players, even keyboard players, you guys have it pretty good. Have fun with that combo. Pad players, I don't necessarily recommend that one. It's pretty fucking hard if you're just using your thumbs. So, and I don't play claw. I play just with my thumbs. So it's fucking tricky if you're on pad. But if you're on stick, you should have no real issue. Well, it's still a really hard thing to get going. But that 79 damage combo I just did is pretty much Kazuya's max damage without a wall and rage and heat right now. So 79 fucking damage because of the down forward 1 hitbox being fixed. So what a fucking sight to behold. That is some cool shit. So that's the combo you're gonna do. It's very difficult to do, but if you're good at 3 electrics in a down forward 1, down forward 2, you're not gonna have any issues with that combo, even though it's got some very weird shit going on in the combo. You got your 3-1 cancel that you have to do perfectly, and then you have to immediately go back into back 2-2, 1+2, with the delay in the back 2-2. So it's a ridiculous combo, but that can be stapled if you're insane. So, good luck to you Kazuya mains that are insane, and fuck yeah, down for 1 is saved. Next change I want to talk about is back 2-2 laser. This shit. It's been adjusted so that you've got a lot fewer frames after the move connects, but you can now use it in combos, and it'll wall splat, and you'll be able to capitalize after that. So if I go from this position, for example, stuff like that can be done now. We can wall splat from far away, running and do some shit, or if we wall splat from a little closer, you can do stuff like this. You can get some decent damage wall combos if you don't bound them before you do the laser. Say back 2-2 laser, run up to them, you can bound them with down 4-1, down 4-2 against the wall, and then get this shit. It's fucking awesome. Like, this move is actually a wall carry move now, and what this has done is made it so Kazuya has one of the best wall carries in the game. The fact that this wall carries as far as it does, and if you delay like that shit in combos, you can make it hit very, very consistently. So back 2-2 laser is fucking hugely improved from what it was last patch, 1.04. 1.05 Kazuya is looking great. One thing that they've changed though is the Devil Fist. They've made it a little bit, it's not quite as good now. It's a decent move, I mean it's an amazing move still, don't get me wrong, but it's got almost no pushback now. I mean it still has a little bit. If you can see that, I mean, look at that. There's a little bit of pushback there. Let's compare this to Devil Jin's real quick. Fuck, I love these two characters. God, they look so badass. These are my fucking boys right here. But Devil Jin has a Demon Paw the same way Kazuya does. And his Demon Paw has virtually no pushback. Look at this shit. Look at this. I'm at -8 with Devil Jin and I'm in Kazuya's face. But if I do Kazuya's Devil Fist now, look, he's a little bit further, he gets pushed back very slightly away, you see that? So Devil Fist now is way the fuck better than Demon Paw. There's no comparison, like, there's no question about it. Devil Fist has more range, it's got better tracking and heat, and it's got slightly more pushback on block in the neutral, regardless whether or not you're in heat. So, yeah, Devil Fist is next fucking level. This shit is still really, really good. But it's certainly nerfed from what it was. It used to have a lot more pushback. So now that it's -9 pretty much in their face, this move it's lost a little bit of its utility. We're gonna start relying on other mids now, like, which we should be doing anyways. Forward 4, forward 3, you know, that kind of stuff. Those are the mids that we should be using anyways, but I mean, this is still a really good fucking move. Forward 2 is unreal. And they really didn't nerf it that much. It's nerfed, but very little. In fact, if anything, it's buffed now. Because I can do this, or I don't have to do that. If you press forward 2 and then hold back, Kazuya doesn't have to do the laser thing. So it's a really, really nice change that they added that. So Devil Fist is, in my opinion, the fact that we don't have to go into the extension anymore in heat, it still retains the same amount of tracking that it has in heat, whether you do the extension or not. And the fact that it still has a slight bit of pushback I mean, it's pretty fucking good. Pretty sure it has more pushback than Jin's now. The only Demon Paw, quote-unquote, that I would say is better than Kazuya's now is Reina's. Still, I think Reina's 442 is still really good. It's still a 12-frame move. So if you place it right, it's fucking ridiculously strong still. Even though it did get nerfed. It's more linear, but that doesn't change a lot. If you're a good Reina player, you're not going to have issues with 442's nerf. Kazuya's Devil Fist nerf, really not a nerf. I don't think it's a nerf. The pushback thing, yeah, fine, that's a bit of a nerf. But the fact that you don't have to laser now, you can save your heat now, that's a bit of a buff. Like, this is a big deal. That's a huge deal, man. Like, I don't know. And then if you want, you can, you know, like, there's so many fucking alternatives now that we have because that's no longer a thing. You can just use Demon Paw in fucking heat and just use it as a wall splat move or something. It's great. Like, I love that they did that. So, you can argue it's a nerf. I think it's a buff. I mean, they buffed it and they nerfed it, really, is what happened there. So, yeah. Great change. Fair change. The other change I think is important to note, there's also, they improved the hitbox of Demon Godfist while standing 2. Not a whole lot to note there because the improvement of that move was already pretty huge last patch. So it hits lower now. The hitbox is better. It won't hit Ling in AOP stance if she ducks, but it hits pretty fucking low to the ground. But the big one is while standing 1+2. This move has a much better hitbox now. And I'm gonna demonstrate that by showing you that you can do your universal combo on the bears now. This never used to be a thing. This was not the combo. This was the combo before. But now, not only is it easier, it does more damage. 41 damage instead of electric, which does 40. So, honestly, fuck yeah. We got a full combo. And down forward 1 being fixed means we're never going to whip this, even with the stumpy-ass bear legs. So you're going to have to change the combo ender there because the CD3 is pretty trash. But, you know, you can do this type of shit. It's sort of an indirect nerf to bears. They ought to be a little worried about this shit because unless you were fighting a really good Kazuya player that could do this into electric all the time, and I just dropped it, so that shows you how tricky it is. You know, unless you could fight a Kazuya player that could do that consistently, online, in 4-bar connections, with a little bit of lag, good fucking luck. Now, lag be fucking damned, man. You can eat this shit for breakfast, Kuma, you little bitch. So I'm pretty stoked about that. So, well, again, we're gonna have to find a different combo ender. I usually go with 4-4-4 against bears because their legs are trash. So you get some damage for it anyways, but you know, like, fuck, dude, so sick. So, down 1+2 is scary against bears. Bear players need to be worried about that move now, so it's a little bit of an indirect nerf to them, and good. Bears are strong in this game, man. They could use a few nerfs. A couple more changes I want to talk about, the devil changes. So when Kazuya's in devil form, he doesn't have to do the extension anymore. You can hold back, and he won't do it, but if you just let rip, he'll do this shit. Same thing with CD3. If you just let it rip, he'll do the extension. But if you hold back, it's the same exact thing as Devil Fist. Except it's with these moves. So now, CD3, man, this move is insane. This fucking move is nuts, dude. It's so good. The reason it's good is because on block it does chip damage now. As you can see there, 12 chip damage. 12 damage. Just for fucking, like, that's insane. That's like if he ate a standing 3, that also does 12 damage. Well, it's 14 because it's a counter hit right now. But this is a 12 damage kick. This is a 12 damage kick on block. That's so sick, dude. So CD3, it should have done chip all along. But when he's in heat, man, check this shit out. You can do this type of shit. If they eat it, great for you. If they don't, well, come on, Kuma, block this shit. Kuma's at -6, bro. -6 if he doesn't eat. If he eats the frickin'. If he eats that, then he's an idiot. But if he doesn't, -6, and then you can pretty much do whatever you want at that point. Like, -6, they're very. If they try to press anything, down forward 1, down forward 2, it's awesome. that not only does that do chip damage, but this is a pressure tool now. That's so sick. So now Kazuya has more pressure tools with CD3. You can use that against a wall for added wall pressure now. CD3 is something the opponent needs to worry about. It's made CD3 a good move. So, yeah, great change to CD3, and CD1 has the same change, but no one fucking uses that move. It's still pretty much useless, even in combos. So, yeah, it's too bad, because they've really tried to make CD1 a useful move in some way. You can tell, even by watching the Kazuya reveal trailer for Tekken 8, they incorporated CD1 in there a couple of times, and just like, hey, use this move, please. We've been doing things with it to make it so it's not completely fucking useless, and it's still useless. So, whatever. But, hey, it's cool that we don't have to do the extension in case we do decide to do this fucking trash move that is launch punishable and does really nothing. The other thing I want to bring up that's worth mentioning, at least, is the Hell Sweep change. This is more of an Oki pressure tool now. I wouldn't use this in a match, really, but unless I can get him against the wall, but, I mean, it's still pretty decent for an Oki tool. You know, it's not terrible. So, this is not completely useless now. It's like a stronger version of this, except that's still far and away your Oki tool. This Kazuya recovers in perfect amount of time, and then they're right in your fucking face to do whatever the hell you want. So, CD4-1 is still the better way to go, but them giving this more utility is cool. I think it's worth attempting sometimes now, and you can actually get some wall splats and a little decent combo with this thing sometimes. It's not the greatest, but it's better than it was. I'd say still go for this, though. It's just better in every way. So, I mean, you know, it's just mix those two up. That's it. It's usable in some ways. They made the recovery on hit 5 frames faster for Kazuya. And so the nice thing about this, even though I just said I don't recommend you using it, is that Kazuya can do this move, and it's actually safe on block. -9. This was -14 before. That high, the high kick that Kazuya did, that was -14. Now it's -9. So I guess there's that. A lot of people are just going to be wanting to block, you know, they're going to see that you just did a Hell Sweep, and they're going to want to block the Gut Punch, which is a mid, and then they're going to want to launch punish you. Not happening if you go for this shit. So if you're going to whip your Hell Sweep, then do it, and make sure you end with the Hell Sweep 4, not Hell Sweep 1. So, stay safe on some level at least, because if they decide to, you know, and don't spam it, because if they see you do it once or twice, they're going to start ducking you, and then you're going to eat shit. So, just fucking be very, very careful when using CD44, but, you know, just know that it's there, and you can use it now, and you don't look stupid for doing it. It's not a bad move, but I still think CD4-1 is better. The big one I think is cool and worth bringing up now is this shit. Fucking Ultra-Side Fist. On block, this is +5 now. +5 on block, dude. That's crazy. So this is a usable move, but it's extremely linear. Like, there's not a single fucking frame of hitbox anywhere to be seen except straight down the middle. Like, it is a very, very linear move. So if they step you, or if they tech roll out of the way, or if they side roll and you're already aligned with where they were in the middle of their side roll, you're literally gonna whiff, and you could be like right beside their fucking face, but you're gonna whiff it because there's no tracking to that move at all. So make sure that they're standing in a straight line and respecting you. It's kind of a hit or miss. This move, yeah, looks really good on paper, but first of all, a couple of problems I have with this move. Petricide Fist, good fucking move, but it's 24 frames to impact, not including the inputs, which puts it at 27 frames to impact at its fastest. 27 frames, pretty fucking stupid, pretty easy to sidestep that. The other issue I have with it is that it's just not really all that useful compared to some of his other mids. You know, forward 4 is far and away one of the best mids that he has. No, like, as a Mishima, like, having forward 4 is unbelievably useful. Reina has it, but hers isn't as good. I think she only gets +2 for hers. Kazuya gets +4 for his. There's no chip damage for it, but I mean, +5, +4. Yeah, these are both pressure tools. Only difference is this has a little bit of tracking to one side. This has no tracking to any side. This is 19 frames to impact. This is 27 frames if you're super fast. You know, and it's very, very linear. So, I don't know. I mean, in a combo, this is a very great bound move now for combos. And we'll talk about that in combos in a second. It's amazing for combos. But in the neutral, it's a good pressure tool, but I don't think you should rely on it as much as electric and forward 4. Those two moves are so good that they kind of make Petricide Fist a little bit useless. So stick to maybe using this shit in combos, or, you know, I don't know, just for fun. Because even when you don't get, like, if they don't block it, if you hit them with it, you get 33 damage. And that's it. And a wall splat, but that's it. You don't really get any other utility. You get to go up to them and maybe, you know, start doing some pressure, but besides that, you don't have a whole lot of anything after hitting the Petricide Fist. This, they're still right in your face. You can continue your pressure and your assault after this. So, honestly, with forward 4 being so good, I don't think that Petricide Fist is going to see a lot of utility in the neutral, but it's a fantastic change that they made this +5. They just need to make it faster if they want us to use it. 24 frames to impact on its own, that should be with the inputs included, not all together. Like, this is, like, 24 frames plus an input of crouch dash? Like, that's 27 frames at least. You're looking at sometimes a 30-frame move. That's half a second in this game. It takes half a second for this shit to land sometimes if you're sloppy with your inputs. Like, goddamn, that's crazy. So I don't know if it's very useful for that reason. Great move. Use it sparingly in the neutral. Use it a lot more in combos. So those are all the major changes I wanted to go through, but I wanted to just address a couple of things like combos for a second. What are the staples that you're going to use? Before, what we would do for a combo for Kazuya, due to his inconsistency, was this shit. And then you'd get 66 damage. That was virtually what you would do pretty much every time you got a launch with an electric. Unless you were a little more ballsy and you felt like, oh, I'm on a pretty good axis, maybe I can land this because I'm, you know, facing my opponent, or maybe I'm slightly to the right. You'd go for this. And this is way more consistent now. That was the staple beforehand. Now, the staple that I like to do is this shit. 77 damage. It's pretty good. It's tricky. I'm still learning how to do it. I'm learning all the timing. But because Petricide Fist does the damage of down forward 1, down forward 2 in the middle of a combo with one hit, you're now able to land that shit at the end there, because for every hit you land in a combo up until the 10th hit, they get pushed further and further, just very, very slightly, further and further away from you until you get to the 10th hit, in which case they get fucking flown way back just from a jab. But that's the important thing. If you can limit your number of hits in a combo and still do the same amount of damage as a 2-hitting move, then you're in great shape, because you can now land more hits and do more damage. So Petricide Fist having the damage buff gives it the same utility as down forward 1, down forward 2 does in a lot of ways, but it's only one hit. So you get extra damage. And you saw the 79 damage combo I did earlier with the 3 electrics. You can staple that as well. It's a very tricky combo, and the timing for back to 2 laser is quite tricky at the end there. But that's my favorite staple currently. You can now stick to doing 3-1 cancel combos, I think, because they're, you know, like stuff like, if you want to do 3-1 cancel into that, or the classic one that everybody used to do, what was my favorite, was this one. So, I mean, that's still, you can do that now. It's not much damage. 70 damage is still a joke, but, I mean, you can do 3-1 cancels now because the back 2-2 laser shit is so strong now, and you can get wall combos with it. $74 damage still, as your other old staple would be, but now you get a better wall combo for that, because laser, it shoots them really far away, but if they're not, if they're far enough away that you get a firm wall splat, and then you can just run up and continue the combo with this shit or whatever, then yeah, dude, it's great. Like 3-1 cancel combos are worth doing now. My staple that you do has a 3-1 cancel in it. I think that the improvements made to Kazuya, giving him combos that do like 77, 75, 80 plus damage combos if you use your heat, you know, up to 90 plus damage combos, it's insane. And just as a final note to add on at the very end, prior to this patch, it wasn't worth it to go for like the perfect electric, right? Which I'm not gonna, you know, it's tricky for me to do it because I'm on, like I said, I'm on PS5 pad, but it's worth going for now because if you don't land the perfect electric, you can just kind of micro dash in. If you see that you whiffed it, and then you can get your combo still. That's you still get that, so it's worth going for the perfect electric now. So, fuck yeah, man! Like Kazuya is in such good shape right now. Fucking great shape. He is not perfect. He still has a couple of hitbox issues with like standing 3. His standing 3 is a bit wonky. Like the hitbox needs to be a little bit expanded horizontally. And this move in general could use a slightly better hitbox because compared to the hitbox that Back 2-1 had in Tekken 7, the hitbox on this move is a fucking joke. It's trash. You have to really place it precisely in a combo for it to hit consistently. So, back 2 hitbox and standing 3 hitbox, still not the greatest, but they're fine. The major ones that had issues are fixed now. His left arm is back. Kazuya Mishima has a fucking left arm again, and we can rejoice and be happy about it. Our boy Devil Jin, on the other hand, is a piece of shit now. They've really fucked him over in this game with this new patch. Devil Jin he's pretty much bottom tier on his own now. Kazuya, I would say, you can argue, who knows what the meta is right now, but if I had to take a wild guess, I'm going to say that in the next month or two, we're going to see Kazuya in most people's tier lists at like the top of B, bottom of A. That's where Kazuya fits, and I think that fits well. He's pretty fucking strong now. There's a bunch of characters way stronger than him still, but Kazuya's in great fucking shape, and he can compete, and he can do well in this game. Which is all we ever really wanted. We just wanted our favorite character to function. And now he does. So, they just need to do the same thing for Devil Jin now. But Devil Jin was a fucking bitch from Tekken 5 onwards. It's about time he's bottom tier. He was S+ tier every single Tekken game up to this point. So, you know what? The Devil Jin mains, I'm a Devil Jin secondary, not a Devil Jin main, but the Devil Jin mains, you guys need to chill out a little bit, because you're bitching about Devil Jin, and he's never been this weak, I get it, but you've had a lot of fucking years with the strongest Devil Jin ever. Like, Devil Jin was top tier for every Tekken game, besides this one, so, you know. But he will get fixed soon, I'm sure, you know, maybe not the next patch that they bring out when they get Lydia out to us. But he'll be fixed pretty fucking soon, I'm sure, because if Bamco is listening to the Kazuya fans complain and bitch and moan and whine like I've been doing, then I'm sure they're going to listen to the Devil Jin fans, because you guys are even more annoying than we are. So, fuck yeah, don't even worry about it. Regardless, and by the way, when I say that, I'm with you right there with complaining about Devil Jin. He's my secondary. I love Devil Jin. Don't think for 1 second I'm happy about the state that he's in. I just think that we should focus on the positive. Kazuya is in great fucking shape. So all the Devil Jin mains should just switch to Kazuya for now. But, you know, if someone had said that about Kazuya, say, here, switch to Devil Jin, buff, I would have been like, yeah, you eat dicks, you know? So, I get that people aren't going to do that, but... Anyways, this has been my Kazuya review. He is so sick now. Enjoy Kazuya because he's back, and he's better than he's ever been in this game. And I can't wait to see future tournaments because who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll see a couple of Kazuya performances in top 24 or some shit. And Keisuke, let's get Keisuke to win a couple of Japanese tournaments or something. That'd be sick. But anyways, everybody keep rocking out, keep gaming, and Kazuya is fucking back.